Here we go.
At some point, we're going to get sponsored by someone, and we'll have to do these. Finger, one sec. Yeah, at some point, we're going to get sponsored by someone, and at the beginning of every session, we're going to have to do. And where's, you know.
I know,
this is the Bad Jiu Jitsu podcast, sponsored by, you know, someone that's important, but.
Alright, I don't.
Until then, we'll just make shit up. That's the story of our Jiu Jitsu. We're just making shit up.
I mean, we're still gonna be doing that, but we're still gonna be making. Bim with the. Ta-da! Welcome to our freaking podcast.
I have to say, it's a bit weird that we're both dressed alike.
I know, yeah. What size?
XL.
Mine same. That's, to be honest, that's the smallest one I had in the box.
Yeah, I think mine fits my tits more though than yours.
Yeah, well, yeah.
The joys of being a high calorie grappler. It's like I've got titties.
Actually, I took 2 shots home. So one is XL and then one is double XL.
Yeah.
And the double XL, I literally wear. It looks like a freaking dress. If I wear shorts, it goes below, next to my knees. And it's like I'm wearing a freaking dress.
Is that going to be your summer dress of choice? You're going to get a belt around it.
Yeah. My white belt. I was like, yeah, come on.
It's like you're ready for summer now. You'll have a hat on, a nice pair of shoes, and you're ready to go.
Because last time when I put it on, and I was with the shorts, and my missus looked at me and was like, yo, where the fuck are you wearing a dress now?
It's not a dress. It's a moo-moo. I don't know, have you ever seen that Simpsons episode where Homer gets really big and he just wears that one like maxi dress thing?
Oh, yeah.
It's your moo-moo.
It's your moo-moo, yeah. Yeah, I know, I had one, yeah.
But yeah, we're back again.
I know.
Another episode.
How have you been doing?
I'm not too bad. Shoulders.
I know, we've all been up.
I kind of think I've identified it now, so I didn't roll today on the open mat session.
Yeah.
But I'm just giving it a rest. Give it a bit.
I mean, I got smashed by everyone today.
I don't know. I think, yeah, you did. Actually, yeah, you did.
I got smashed by everyone, and I literally tickled everyone.
I know. You're really going to start doing that. You're going to end up on a list.
On what list? On the good list?
It's not. It's a naughty list. There's a special naughty list that the government have, which stops you going near schools. So, but yeah, you're tickling your kusuguru technique.
Kusuguru, yeah, no. To be honest, I got slapped by Jasmine a lot today.
You tempted fate. You don't tickle Jasmine. Jasmine will beat the shit out of you.
Well, to be honest, she was choking me, and I tickled, and first time escaped, second time choke went deeper. So that's the balance.
Yeah, it's diminishing rewards now. It's not working as strongly as you initially had.
I know, yeah.
Everyone's expecting it now from you. And wrist locks.
Yeah. Strangest way, Anthony doesn't like it.
No. He mentioned it. He's like, all of a sudden that you were dirty with it.
I know, yeah.
You know, at some point you're going to have to learn real jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I know. To be honest, this week I started doing the weird one from standing up from the guard.
Yeah.
But basically what I started doing, it's, you know, when you like, you get your hands in the armpits and you stand up, you're doing all that shit. So, and when you stand up, you basically leave one arm there and you just push your leg down, So instead of doing that, because I really love a bit of torturing, you know, like people. So instead of keeping arm there, I make a fist, put it in the neck, and stand up.
It's making friends.
Yeah, making friends.
Well, it is. I tried that with Anthony, the arm in the hands in the armpit to try and break his guard.
It doesn't work on everyone.
No, it doesn't work on Anthony, especially when he brings his legs up and he gives you a double arm bar.
Oh yeah, he done.
Yeah,
he haven't done that to me, but I've not tried standing up.
Wasn't expecting that arm bar. Definitely wasn't expecting 2 arm bars. Got me. I was like, ah.
I know, yeah.
Fuck me up. I was like,
I've seen that one on TikTok somewhere.
Yeah. It's one of the ones where people go, hey, you can do this. You can get caught with it if you're not quick enough or expecting it, but
yeah.
Lesson learned from that one.
Well, to be honest, I really shit at passing guard and rest of all jiu-jitsu game, everything, literally. Yeah. I'm good at tickling people.
Yeah. So I think next week we've got Steve coming for recording, haven't we?
Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
I think I'm we do the whole. Like I said, I've got 3 episodes planned of questions. We do all that in one.
Yeah.
We'll break it down into 3 episodes, but we record it in one, because that way, once he's here, he can't really run away too quickly, and then he can't cancel on us again if he doesn't like the first one.
To be fair, you know what I'll do? I'll get a couple of cans of Monster, and we will see when his energy is low of you talking too much to him, Monster. And I was like,
well, kind of white monsters for it. So we'll get Steve on. And I think it's fitting that, being our coach, the fact he lets us use the space to make our podcast. And
so he should be our first guest.
He should be our first guest, and I think that's suitable. That. And then after that, we've got a couple of people lined up. We've had a request as well.
Really?
Yeah.
From
someone who has been mentioned quite a few times on this podcast.
Kenny?
No. Someone that actually likes being mentioned on this podcast and actually is a big fan of the podcast, apparently.
All right.
Malou.
Okay,
he sent me a message. He's up for coming on. He's got some discussion topics he wants to talk about.
Okay,
I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's like, well, let's stay out of the way first, and we'll get Malou in. And
okay, that would be like least expected person.
I know, he's very quiet, but he enjoys the podcast. He wants to be involved with the.
Oh right, okay.
In a episode, so get him on.
So yeah, we got a second person.
So Malou. You're on the list.
You're on the list, yeah.
You're coming on. Yeah. And you'll definitely be outnumbered then, because then it's 2 blue belts versus 1 white belt.
I know, I am. It's alright. It's alright.
He says very depressed while cleaning his glasses.
I know, I'm good.
He's like, I just wiped away the tear while...
No, it's alright. It's alright.
So, other than your guard passing, what have you worked on this week?
Oh, so, I mean, I didn't came very often, so I came in Monday.
Yeah.
On Monday, I got smashed a lot,
your back's been a bit off, hasn't it? So.
Yeah, apparently because of the biking, my setup seat, so I lowered down my seat and the back pain gone. So, it's more pain on the legs, because, legs a bit shorter than...
Yeah, they got to bend more.
Yeah. But my back is getting better, so which is awesome. And on Monday I got smashed a lot. On Thursday then I came in because I had 2 days off. I came in on Thursday and boy oh boy I got to torture Kenny.
I know, I've not done a Thursday session for ages because of work, and I've not managed to strangle Kenny for a while.
I know.
I've got some annual leave coming up.
You looked sad that I didn't get to torture Kenny for a while.
Did it show? Well, it's a fun role. Being called a rotter, I've missed it.
So. Yeah, he calls me that a lot, a lot.
What's Lithuanian for rotter?
To be honest, I need to Google it what rotter really means.
Well, it's probably a derivative of rotten, so something that's like rotted.
Rotten.
But then it's been put towards a person as an identifier, as an adjective.
So it should be like suruges.
Yeah.
I like it, like you have a...
That's what you need now, as a patch. You're a rotter.
So
you're a rotten person.
Basically, it's like, the way I imagine rotten, it's like when you have a milk and then you have a kefir.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Old milk,
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. It's it's a rotten person.
I usually take as a compliment.
Yeah.
Everything told us is a compliment.
Yeah, he's laughing while he says it. He loves it. That's it.
Yeah.
But so you've had your 2 sessions.
Yeah, and I got to torture Andy as well.
Yeah. Well, Andy Mal, is he back?
No, not Andy. Different Andy. The one.
Crossy.
Yeah, the one I call him Paul.
Oh yeah. Paul. Andy/Paul.
Yeah, Andy/Paul.
Yeah, so. But yeah, I had a couple of sessions. I came in, I did the Sunday last week, then I did the Monday and Tuesday.
I had another roll with, I rolled with a couple of kids on Thursday as well. I could roll with Beth, with Kenny's daughter, and then I rolled with, I don't know his name, but I know he's Paul's son. Bald hair, grey. He drives in. Paul Graham, I think.
Oh yeah.
You know what
I know who you mean. Yeah.
And his son is very skinny, tall.
Yeah.
I had struggled to pass his guard. Like wow. I literally passed his guard, and he's so flexible and bendy. His legs are literally here, and it's like it felt like he's got four arms. I was like, dude.
It was a good week. It was like we were doing. I think on Monday we had a bit of the drilling was more around single leg X.
Which
is just how to just getting that passing or sweeping. Kind of game from it is a bit like is a bit of an eco type.
Oh yeah, I've got leg locked by Pablo like really a lot and often.
You didn't catch me.
I was next morning. I was literally limping.
I had a fun one with him, with Paolo. He was going for doing whatever he does to someone's feet, but as he was doing it, I managed to clear the knee line, and he was desperate to get the knee line back because you need that to the lock. And I literally was just lay there with my hand on his ass, like just keep next to my knee, just making sure that my knee was still out a bit, and I was just waiting for that opportunity to. As soon as his grip went around the leg, just to pop it out, and I was just like, I think I was there for a few minutes, like just waiting for that opportunity, and it's just. I think my defense for legs has come on, considering I don't really do legs much. I'm more of a because I like gi more than no gi, so.
Gi is to be honest, I can come in gi every single day. Well, I would need more gis because they're drying longer.
That's why you have a lightweight gi, and the origin gi that I've got dries so quick.
Really?
Yeah. The origin gi is not made out of cotton.
My gi, it's literally if I wash it, let's say if I roll on Monday, then be in a gi. So then I could literally use it on Wednesday because it's dry.
Fully dry then, But the origin gis, I think I can wash that and it's dry within 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You put it out in somewhere warm or in the sun. 2 hours later, that gi's ready to go again. That's why I've said I'm going to take it to Germany. I know I'm grabbing a lightweight gi there, but I like the gi. So if there's more gi sessions going on, I'm going to have more gis ready, available for me. So
that's the downside when I'm thinking about the Germany, because about laundry.
I think they have laundry services there where we can just bang them in and.
Because I think you won't going to be enough with one rash guard and one gi. Is like literally you're going to need a lot more, a lot more.
Yeah, but that's it. You want to have more rash guards because the thing is, you might want to change them. You're gonna have to change them throughout the day anyway.
Yes.
Because being stuck in the same rash guard is going to be a bit of a...
I'll be literally knickers and rolling with everyone
There's something I was thinking about as well for the tournament that's coming up, the blue belt Ikigai thing. I was like, if you're competing in that, you should bring more than one rash guard.
Yes.
You should bring a couple. Because if you're getting to the final, it's going to be 5 o'clock start, probably going to finish around about 9:30. It's 4.5 hours.
Stinky.
It's not just stinky. It's going to be uncomfortable because you start getting chafing if your sweat dries on you while wearing a rash guard. You're going to get a bit of chafing. You're going to get it's going to make you potentially get you sore.
But
if you're sponsored, you can speak to your sponsor and hopefully you can get like different kits for the.
You get the same feeling, when you go like swim in the sea.
Yeah.
And you dry out and you put clothes on and you're walking. It's like
it rubs in the weird way. You just feel like your skin's falling off. But if you go and rinse, have a shower, it's fine, isn't it? You don't even need to use soap. You can just rinse with fresh water. Fresh water just feels different when you do it.
But I mean, it's not like you're gonna during Ikigai match. You're gonna after let's say you won it, you go have a shower and you come back for more.
No one's doing that. How many showers in a day? I get to the final. It's 4 fights for the final. No one's having 4 showers in the day.
I know.
So, but when we go away, it's going to be one of these things of. The thing is, there's going to be people there that have done the camps before, and we'll be able to just pick their brains about what they do for certain things. But.
To be honest, for me, I get very addicted for showers.
Yeah.
I can literally have a shower every hour.
Yeah, you're just standing there like, I'll get a shower like at the camp and I'll just be crying.
Some days when I get like smashed like really a lot and like I don't know like 100% like smashed and you're like down and you're thinking like, oh, my jiu-jitsu is so bad, What I do, I come back literally. Get in my Crocs on, nothing get changed, in a car, drive home, go in, shower and then stand there for a half an hour with my still clothes on. I was like, my missus like, I don't want to know. She just wants to like
traumatized in the shower.
I know.
Do you know what? I've not had a trauma shower for ages. I've not done the thing where you're sitting in your car and had to be traumatized after a session.
I think my last time I've done it maybe like 6 months ago, like something like that.
It used to happen all the time when I first started. It was like,
I know I've done once in Gi. I was standing in the shower in Gi like that.
Oh Lord! Well, yeah, that reminds me that trauma thing is. So you see people online where they go, the hardest belt to get in jiu-jitsu is a white belt, and they're doing this thing where it's like, just get people off the sofa into training. Yeah, it's that kind of supportive thing of it. We know it's hard.
You get like, because you're at home, you get into a freaking comfort zone.
Yeah.
And then you need to move. But once you move, you're the happiest person ever.
But I'm saying, all right, that may have some element of truth in the hardest belt to get is the white belt. But the hardest session in jiu-jitsu to do is your second session.
Why?
Because your first session, you've turned up and you've had your ass handed to you like you've never had it before.
Unless you're loving it.
But that's the thing, you got to be weird, you got to be a tapped person to love it straight away. But it's that thing of, you know what, to that second session when you go, you know what, last night I went there, I got beat up by a 16-year-old kid.
I know, yeah.
And then it's like, do I really want to go back to that? Second session's the hardest session, I think.
Yeah, and I know what you mean.
the white belt might be the hardest belt, but the first class isn't the hardest class. The second class is the hardest class.
Well, because you need to step over your ego.
Yeah, you really do. You've been beat up. You might be sore. You might be full of regret of like, I just had a man's tit in my face for the best part of half an hour. And it's like, yeah, second session's the hardest session, I'm saying.
To be honest, now at this stage, to be smashed and tortured, I don't know, makes me more happier.
Yeah, I think
when you get to that stage.
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest cultural changes in people's heads when they're doing jiu-jitsu, when they start jiu-jitsu, is we're taught you don't invade personal spaces. Physical contact's avoided at all costs, pretty much. For the normies, the civvies out there, the people that don't train.
Not in here.
But when you come into jiu-jitsu, it's like, okay, all them social rules are out the window.
Yes.
It's like, you don't have personal space. And to get your head around that, I think for a lot of people takes a lot longer. Some people never do, and that's why they quit jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Once you've passed it, that interfering with someone's personal space doesn't bother you as much, and you find it doesn't bother you in other places as well. So you'll be in a bar where, previously it's like, oh, there's a lot of people here, I'm getting annoyed, blah blah blah. You might go, right, there's someone nudging me there, I don't care. It's like,
I mean, yeah, because if you look from other side, it sounds very, very weird. Because, like, let's say you sit at work and someone comes in, oh, Martyn, I've seen you training. How you? Oh, it was amazing. I had one dude just literally sat on my face, like.
It's gay. Jiu-jitsu is probably the gayest sport out there, but I've got friends at work and they call it crotch sniffing. It's like, oh, you're going crotch sniffing tonight?
Crotch sniffing.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, okay. My missus calls it gay. It's gay. It's like, it's hugging, isn't it? It's men hugging men for the most part. Occasionally we have women that turn up and it feels a little less gay. But
well, my missus.
But then they're a bit meaner than normal women.
My missus originally was saying, I started going to jiu-jitsu and feeling like much better and like mentally and all. Because she was saying you were missing that man love.
It's the social aspects. I think we've touched on it before. And
the
social aspects of it. But I think one of the big ones is the mental health aspects as well, which is massive. I think
it keeps me more mental stable.
Yeah. There's recognised things. There's studies throughout the years regarding physical activity and your mental well-being, to the point where even the doctors, you go to a doctor and you bring up any mental health issue, such as you feeling depressed, anxious, etc. But one of the first things that's going to suggest is doing exercise. Yeah. But I think for men specifically, in a world where masculine activity is kind of frowned upon, the word toxic masculinity gets thrown around quite a bit, to actually do something that is quite natural for men, which is scrap a bit because we are the aggressive sex.
Yeah.
I think it's that good output, and it's because it's a good outlet, and because it's a controlled one that's done with consent, and there's lots of trust built into it.
Yeah.
It's got that social aspect to it, which builds a lot of mental health rewards for everyone that does it. Really, I think. So.
Do you ever, like, let's say, even at work or somewhere, you see like a big guy and everyone like, oh, he's like a tough, and you like thinking like, nah, I got smashed by even bigger ones. It's not the size.
Yeah, it's so there's comparative stressors. I think there's some term around that, and it's a good way to justify doing something or to minimise the effects of something is you compare it to something worse that you've done.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a big one. So younger, when I was in the military, when I was like, I was about 17, 18, 19, 20, that era part of my life, I was in the military. And I've had situations when I was on exercise where I was really cold, the weather was crap, and literally shivering, you could hear my teeth clattering, it was that cold. And it's got to, that experience makes me now, when I go, oh, it's cold out, I can always think in my head, I've been colder.
Yeah.
And it minimises that, and it makes it less daunting. So I can, and so when you have these experiences of you've had a big guy on you, like some massive guy who knows what he's doing and he's proper just putting it to you, and you might not have won, but you've not been subbed. Especially if you've not been subbed, especially if you've managed to control that situation where this big person's not done it. When you see someone that you can assume is untrained out there, you go, and they're acting in a way that might be threatening. It's like, I'm not threatened by you because I've had worse.
To be honest, when it comes to that, when I'm rolling someone and they try to do heavy knee on me, I always think like, nah, Steve does better. Steve does better.
But with this external threat thing, so dealing with civvies out there, the normies that are doing it, it's all right. You're not feeling threatened, but you're not being aggressive as a return. Yeah. Because again, we're aware of what an injury can happen, the damage that like a martial art, combat sport can do to someone, and you'll find it where. So there's this big thing that where people that don't train martial arts, especially who have kids, they say, I don't want my kid training martial arts because I don't want to make them violent. What you'll find is actually training a child martial art means they're less likely to be a bully because they know what can happen. They know how to hurt someone. They know how to be hurt, and they don't like it. No one likes to be hurt.
You know what really helped me in here? Let's say I've been 1 year and a few months I've been training. So basically what, let's say, helped me a lot, when I'm at work here, and you get stressful day. Yeah. I'm more relaxed, I'm more calm, and I'm like, okay, I don't give a shit.
And that's the general thing of the conversation is, like when we started with this, it's when you add your resilience to stress is actually, effectively, it's like a mental muscle. So it's got to be worked. It's got to be made stronger. Just like a bicep, you do curls, you get a stronger, bigger bicep. If you want a stronger, bigger mental resilience, you've got to put yourself in a situation where you are dealing with controlled stress. Jiu Jitsu, working out, controlled stress.
So that means even if I look lean, I'm mentally like on it.
Your mental gains are there.
That's the one.
But it's the controlled stresses. They do it in a lot of other things. So you'll see people that go to the gym just for weightlifting. They have that controlled stressor when they do heavy lifts, or which they can then take and they say, oh, I feel less stressed when I've done this. I can deal with this situation because of this, and they're building up that mental muscle that they have. So
I know.
And it's one of these rewards from doing activities that everyone should be doing. That's why you generally find people that don't do physical activity suffer from mental health a lot more than people that do.
And Jiu Jitsu is very addictive.
Yeah, it really is.
I never thought it's gonna be so addictive.
Yeah.
And it's not about just coming and rolling. It's literally everything. Even at work, I started wearing rash guards.
You John Danaher at work. Do you have a bum bag as well?
I should get one.
Just walking around in a rash guard and a bum bag, like telling people like that's not an ashigarami. You need to sell. But yeah, it's Jiu Jitsu is addictive for many reasons. There's the social aspects that develop from it, which is massive. They've got the dealing with mental health by doing the physical activity side of it. You got problem solving, where you want something's happened to you, you want to be able to resolve that and make sure it doesn't happen again. These kind of things, these virtues of jiu-jitsu, what really drag people in and keep them in.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's got a drop off. Jiu-jitsu has a really big drop off from people who start it to people who just go through the belts. And
but to be honest,
but you got that. You do have drop off from it. So.
Yeah, because you end up hitting the wall because let's say you're rolling for a long time, and sometimes you feel like you don't have that progress.
Yeah, when you hit plateaus, you can feel really disincentivized.
Yeah.
So, but that's what stripes are for.
Yeah, but I had that couple times.
Yeah, you do.
One day I came in, I get like so smashed, I really couldn't do much.
Yeah.
But then next time I come in the session where I get to roll with guys who been rolling for, let's say, a week or two.
Yeah.
And they just try overpower you. And you know what you're doing, you're like, oh, okay, it works. The next day you come in, you get smashed again.
Yeah, but you'll find you plateau just against your regular training partners. So as me and you roll, there'll be situations, you'll go through periods, and I go through periods where I'm thinking, right, I've hit a plateau in skill development for some reason. And it's just natural occurrence in people as they're learning stuff, where it just plattens out. And you're still learning, so I feel like you're increasing. And I feel bad because I'm like, mine's getting better during this period. It usually lasts about 3 or 4 weeks for people. And it's like, you're getting better in that 4-week period. And then it's like, shite, and then all of a sudden I'll come out of my plateau and then and then it's like, and you've got that advantage, but then you'll hit a plateau at some point. Yeah. And plateaus hit everyone. And it's one of these things of, you just got to work through it. There's different schools of thought about how you deal with plateaus. Some people say take a break. Let that neurological mind-muscle connection during a recovery period. Just have a concerted recovery period where you go, you know what, I'm having 2 weeks off. I'm not going to roll, I'm just going to chill out, I'm just going to make sure I get all my sleep in order, make sure I'm fully fit, and then when you come back, it settles in.
I'm going to cut that off. You're saying you have to take 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it doesn't sound right.
No, but that's what some people do. You'll find people when they have a minor injury or they get a bit of ringworm or something.
Oh yeah, I know.
They'll come back and you think, they come back better. It's like, because
they recovered.
Because their neurological situation is settled in. But then you'll get some people, but the other school of thought for plateaus is you've just got to power through it.
Yes.
And that's what you do, because no one's just going to go, I'm not doing so well, I'm quitting for 2 weeks. Because the thing is, it's an excuse. If you've not got the discipline to go, I'm having a 2-week break to come back, you're quitting. You're quitting because you're not getting better. So it's not one of these things where, probably at the higher levels, where you're hitting plateaus, you go, you know what, I'm just going to step it back, I'm going to have a bit of a break, have a holiday.
Yeah, especially if you compete a lot.
Yeah, but if you're at a lower level, power through it. You've got to just turn up.
I always think if you hit your plateau, you always have to do something out of the box, try something different and see how it works.
Yeah, you'll find it in weightlifting, powerlifting. You'll find people plateau during their blocks when they're building strength. What they do then is they have a deload, where they'll change it up. They'll go, right, rather than just focus on low reps, high weight, I'll change it down to low weight but high reps for a few weeks. Yeah. So they're changing that thing. But again, they're developing that mind-muscle connection where they can... But it's, as you said, change it up. If you've hit a plateau where it's always you're attacking someone, if you're a top player, for a week or two, just play guard. Yeah. Just switch that brain in the switch. Flip that switch in the brain a bit and just.
I just power through and just.
That's it. You just got. For lower people ranked belts and lower skill levels. It's an excuse for quitting quite a lot of the time. And I think things like that. Anything that you think is an excuse to not turning up can be the first step in quitting. Yeah. It's the same with injuries.
I know that's you're prone to injuries, but the more you roll, you get more. You know what you're doing, so you get less injured.
Yeah.
And plus, let's say for today, I thought I'll gonna do 3 things. One I'll roll today. I'll have fun, I'll wrist lock, and I'll tickle. I've done all 3 of them. I mean, they didn't have to wrist locking, but it was very deep on Anthony.
He'll get you back.
Oh yeah, he loves it.
But it's that thing of, where was I? No, my brain's gone. Carry on. I had it in my head, then it just disappeared.
Yeah. Deleted it.
Yeah, it flew in the wind.
Yeah, because you got too much shit in there. too much going on. Yeah. Like you got one idea, another idea.
Yeah. It was the injury thing. Yeah. So injuries at lower levels are more common than at higher level. It's because everyone knows what they're doing, but you also know what your limits are. Yeah. And you can trust your training partners more. Yeah. They say quite a lot of them say the most dangerous people on the mat.
White belt.
A white belt, because they're spazzy as hell. They're just going to fling that back. And what you'll notice is someone that's really highly skilled when they're dealing with let's say you're looking at your purple belts plus, really. As soon as they're dealing with a white belt that's a bit spazzy, all they're doing is, I'm locking you down.
Yeah, they're holding you down.
Yeah, they're not giving you space to move. They're just, and when you've got someone that's much more experienced, like a black belt, when they're dealing with a new white belt that's being unpredictable, actually these black belts are predicting what they're going to do because they've dealt with this type of person so many times. Yeah. They know that an untrained person will do this, that and the other. So they just hold them there and they might let them do it.
To be honest, I really like how upper belts, if when they know what they're doing, the way they submit. So it's like, not like white belts. They grab, they yank, like see how it goes. Yeah. Maybe he'll tap. The color belts, what they do, they set it up, and they slowly get the submission in. Because basically, like, you don't want to break your toes. Yeah. So basically, they do it slowly till you tap. Yeah. You reach your limit and you carry on going. Yeah. And
that's going on like something that we've talked on before. The 3 things of you have your position, your control, and your submission. Yeah. And it's just that they're really good at the control aspect. They're not racing for it. Like, and it's also the mindset of, if you're doing Jiu Jitsu, is the actual end goal a sub, or is the end goal something else? So,
for me, torture.
Yeah, but so there's a podcast with Frank Mir on and Matt Serra. Yeah. A couple of months or 2 ago, and they were both saying at our level, it's like what we're doing is we're just doing the jiu-jitsu, we're just doing the movement aspects of it. It's like you're not chasing subs. It's like, again, said it a million times, you don't win in a training room. No one keeps track of wins in a training room. It's just,
Yeah, I know what you mean, because it's like, okay, you can like submit the same person maybe like 10, 20 times, but I mean, if you go overboard, next time he won't gonna roll with you.
Yeah, that's it. And there's no benefit to just crazy throwing on subs here, there, and everywhere. If you can't do a sub slow, just by controlling the person, it's like you've not really mastered the sub. Yeah. It's like you might be able to get that sub 100 times on white belt, blue belt, purple belt, and you're throwing it on, you're using your athleticism, you're spinning, blah blah blah, you're getting that sub like that. But if someone says, can you do that with you going half speed and them going full speed? And then if you can't, you've not mastered it. Yeah. Because you've not mastered the control of the position. You're not mastered the position. You're not mastered the control, and you're not mastered the control of the sub. Yeah. And it's like okay, if you're here to learn how to master an art, which is of jiu-jitsu, it's slow it right down. Roll with someone slow. So you look at some of the good guys in our place. You look at Big Lou. Yeah. He can roll really slow with people. Yeah. And still sub them with impunity. It's like, with belts that are his and lower.
Yeah, but once you try to speed it up, he'll do the same. Yeah. He'll keep up.
The thing is, he'll speed it up for the higher belts. But when he's dealing with the lower belts, he's doing it slow and he's just working position. And it's like, that's showing a real element of skill mastery. Because he can do it at all paces.
To be honest, each time I roll with him, I always feel like that training dummy doll. Yeah. Because literally he does whatever he wants, not whatever I want.
Yeah, that's it. And he feeds you into it. Yes. So he'll be like, and he'll do that, and he'll leave a gap, and you think, yeah, I'll go for that gap, and he's like, he wants you to take that gap. And as soon as you do it, you see the little smile on his face, and it's like, you're rolling then with him, and he's like, honestly, at certain points he was looking in the mirror, looking at me, and he's just like, afterwards he comes like, was that amusing? It's like, yeah, that was very entertaining, thank you.
That's what I mean, because he literally is like on so much like higher level, let's say, than me. Then it's like, wow.
And it's the importance of flow rolls. So
yeah,
again, flow rolls are going slow. It's about teaching you the correct technique, the positioning.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, they're not to be underestimated. But yeah, if you can't do a sub fully controlled in a very slow manner,
yeah,
slower than you would normally do it, is like, have you mastered the sub? It's like you might have it down to a T in a way that it functions, but do you actually have all the other parts that build up towards it? 100%. So it's like something to always consider when you're learning stuff. It's like sometimes when you get the opportunity to roll with someone at a lower belt, lower skill level, go slow.
Yeah.
So you got these guys who are coming in the day oneers, the trial guys, people that have been here for less than 6 months for you, and you can just go, okay, I'm going to go slow now. I'm going to slow, I'm not going to rush, I'm just going to take my time.
Because sometimes on what I do, let's say if person like less experienced, so basically what I do, I don't submit them, but let's say if I get to side control, I literally get chest on chest and just move around, change positions, keep changing, keeping pressure on him, see how he reacts.
Yeah, and you're developing that knowledge base and that skill of just being able to control someone in side control and understanding the balance of it. And that's how you make your jumps in skill level. Yeah, because by giving yourself the time.
Yeah, you're learning the pressure game, which is very important.
It's not even just the pressure game. It's just learning how you balance on a person and how they react to your balance and the points of pressure that you make. Because that's all that Jiu Jitsu is going to be is your action, their reaction, and vice versa. Yeah, in a physical grappling context.
Plus, if you have, let's say, tactics, then it works as well.
Yeah, that's when you develop the skill set, the knowledge behind it. That's when you can do it, and it's
like today I rolled with Jazz, and for 9 minutes she was like on top and like trying to submit me, but I didn't let her, and then I waited till she gassed out. Yeah. On I think 9 or 8 minutes, she gassed out and like. Oh yeah, my turn.
That's my type of game. That's sloth. I'll wait till the last minute. As I've said it, I say it again. It's like if you're in a round, especially if you're in a competition.
10-minute round, especially.
Yeah, it's like if there can only be one sub in a round, and you want it to be yours, it doesn't matter if it's going to be at the first 10 seconds or the last 10 seconds.
Yes.
So it's that thing, and that's the thing we mentioned in one of the previous episodes about win conditions.
Yeah.
And the win condition can be there's going to be one sub in this round, and my win condition is it's mine.
Yeah.
That's it. So if that's your win condition, you've actually set up early below it a lot of control aspects because there can only be one sub in a 10-minute round. The round doesn't end on the sub, so you need to make sure that you can control enough to either get it early and then not be subbed, or control the person and then sub towards the end.
Well, usually what I do, is first main goal is survive without tapping for 10 minutes. Yeah. And if you have opportunity and you see person gassing out, you take it.
I know.
But you don't submit, you torture person.
That's it. You got to cook them.
Yeah.
That's it. I love that bit. That's one of my favourite parts of what I've been doing the past few months.
See, the thing is, sometimes you get people who more, I'd say physically athletic, and they more ripped, and they try to cook you, and you're like, dude, you need to go on a cake diet before you want to do that, because you got abs, and they try to put you on the face, and there's so much room to breathe.
You need something saggy.
Yeah.
You need something that's a bit fluid that can seal up that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we're done for this one.
We're done, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep chatting away, and I think we'll call it time, and we'll see everyone next time.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, we appreciate
We'll come back. Talk shit about everyone.
Yeah. And if you can click the follow, the subscribe, the whatever buttons have positive effects, not the block button. Don't click the block button. We really appreciate it.
I think one day we're gonna bring a whiteboard and Sean's gonna literally draw you where to click and what to do. If you don't know, if you white belt on computers,
there will be a PowerPoint presentation on how to follow, like, and subscribe. It will be very patronising, and you will likely block us. But we do appreciate it, and thank you for listening.
Yes.
Bye.
See you next time.
Oh, there we go.